Welcome everyone to this live stream. In case we are live streaming, you never know, with this new YouTube beta. Cloud core performance for all our Linux compilation needs here. So we are not only having here this Ryzen 2700 mini ITX build that I'm live streaming from right now, but also very interested in this new Ryzen 3700 that unfortunately are only of the two or so Ryzen 3000 SKUs, not very high unfortunately. However, there are some newsworthy updates here. I think earlier it sounded like Ryzen 3000 may not run on the previous logic boards, main boards, motherboards, however you want to call those, and on the B350. So it was set to support 350, not that this is the very highest performance combination, but just if you happen to have one. We have of course maybe we also could check this actually what we actually have here, but I think it's 3, by the way, should be written. Anyway, we see it in a second. Anyway, so much for many chipsets, you don't even know which of those you run anymore. Anyway, that is not the most newsworthy news. The other much more newsworthy, get away here. The much more newsworthy 470. Is the chipset also 470? Anyway, confusing chipset numbers. So what is much more newsworthy? The Ryzen 3000, of course, Zen 2, they have PCIe Gen4 built in for double the PCIe bandwidth. And up to now, AMD said that this is only supported on the latest 470 or whatever chipsets, the latest gen matching created and designed for this silicon microarchitecture refresh. And you would have thought, well, if AMD says so, then PCIe Gen4 will not work on the previous chipsets or previous chipsets. So that is just X370, maybe even B350, but whatever, your mileage may vary. And so this is of course super cool, because I was thinking, do I spend this extra money, especially as those boards with these chipsets are relatively expensive, and unfortunately they are actively cooled. Not really a huge fan of actively cooled chipsets on the logic board there. And so I was already a little bit, I don't really need this, but do I get a new board just for the YouTube review or something? And especially as usually we use mini ITX here for computing nodes. So this is of course extremely good news. Do you need PCIe Gen4? Not really, unless you have a high performance and of course latest and greatest state-of-the-art high performance SSD or GPU. Otherwise, that are the right now only two use cases. And of course GPU, this means right now only AMD 5700 or XT, or otherwise the latest and greatest SSDs, NVMe SSDs just out this month. Otherwise, of course, you don't even need this, and even then the performance gain is right now, of course, just very tiny, to be honest. You would need to have a really high performance, like high texture, something throughput for gaming. So in most normal gaming scenarios, you will not even see this performance gain. So with this in mind, it's of course totally amazing to see that motherboard, logic board manufacturers like Asus and MSI and Gigabyte and stuff come out here with BIOS updates, not only for the new CPUs, but also with a little tweaking. So one thing to be said, of course, not all PCIe lanes does just plain old simple not support PCIe Gen4, so only those PCIe lanes allegedly, according to this Japanese, I think, report that are directly connected to the CPU. So in this mini ITX board here, this means we only have one PCIe slot and one NVMe 470i gaming. So I would think, do they have a list here? 100 million people on planet Earth speaking German. You see, you have here this Japanese, or what this is, hieroglyphs, and have a chance to understand here something. So maybe not the M.2, they don't have a check mark here. Apparently, according to this table, that would be slightly set, but as I said, it's not the most important, and having the PCIe X16 slot here on Gen 4 would certainly be amazing. Now just leave me in the comments below, should I go out and get an AMD 3700X for testing, because otherwise I would personally more wait for the 16 core SKU. Unfortunately, I wish I would have it today, but I don't. And yeah, should I go out test this for you, or are there enough other YouTuber and reviews testing stuff already, and I can relax here and get one of those in September or something like that. Anyway, wanted to share this before you get here or any of this new silicon. I hope you enjoyed this brief update here in the middle of the day and learned something. Actually today we have quite some frame drop. 9% frame drop brought to you by Vodafone Cable Germany. And also the last live stream had extremely choppy video on this AMD RyZen, which is of course ridiculous, especially with a dedicated GPU. And I think the only reason is, I think today we have probably, hopefully, okay video encode. The last video I actually recorded for archiving on the secondary more live stream, because I did not want to have each and every of these random live streams on the main channel. And apparently, at least on this entry-level low-cost, what is it, a Radeon R560D or something, the video encoder, at least as running in Linux, but we have seen two streams. Not sure if the hardware is not capable of more video frame encodes, or if it's a open source Linux driver limitation that's not yet totally amazing. Anyway, so lesson learned, we can't stream and record it too, at least not on the GPU, on this aging AMD GPU. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon for all the next videos and live streams to come.